What's going on, guys, and welcome back to our Surviving Java series. It's the beginning of a brand new year, so I decided for a brand new makeover on our storage room. Now, as you can probably tell from the beginning time lapse of today's episode, I wanted to get this done sort of bright and early and out the way with, because I knew it was going to take forever, because I was sort of designing it as I was building it. We've gone for like a biome enhanced version of a basalt deltas to add to like a hellscape. And if you're wondering where all of our critters from before, like the sea life creatures, I did save nearly all of our turtles and put them over here. And I did save all of our fish and I put them in a box with our axolotls. By in a box I mean that they're in buckets in a box and not swimming around in a box somehow with magic, I don't know. But nevertheless, we've gone for like a mixture of mud, blackstone, basalt and deep slate as like a sort of fading off from a really dark tone up to a brighter tone to the basalt. And then we've got magma blocks going around as our walkways, and we're using mud blocks as our columns with deep slate highlights along the top ridges. I just think the colours sort of blend really well. And then for our pathways that go around the actual place, we've gone for like a radioactive desolate desert, like a gravel desert, and we've mixed in a bunch of dead coral and the dead coral like reef bits and pieces, like the fans and the tops and the tube corals, just to add like a little bit of texture and variance. And I've spread it going all the way up here. Now there's a couple of things with this design that I'm not yet too sure on. One is I don't know what to do with the geodes. That is still a little bit up in the air, because we've got the geode up in the air just up there and that one just over there. Not too sure what I want to do with them, and I'm not too sure what I want to do with the ceiling. I did remove all of the glow berries, so that way we are actually getting quite a few bats spawning down here. And what's happening is that bats are spawning down here, then they're flying up that hole there. So we're ending up with tons upon tons of them on the surface, and I don't know how to stop that. I could block that off with glass and keep them down here, so that way the numbers are sort of contained. But then I won't be able to drop in or fly out of this hole, which poses another problem. Something I'm going to have to think about, to be honest with you, because I do want this left open so I can still drop down and fly up and out of. As for the ceiling, I've got a couple of ideas. One is to turn that geode into like a giant sort of sun themed fireball with like lava on the inside, like the dead center core, and then have red glass, then orange glass, then yellow glass as like a fade off fog effect coming out gradually more and more. So that way we'll have it sort of circular coming out of there. And then for the rest of the ceiling, I've been toying with the idea of using, what are they called? The sculpt blocks. I'm thinking of doing like a complete layer of sculpt blocks over the top of it, just because from a distance they do give a sort of starlight twinkle look to them. So if we say just put a bunch of these on here, and then let's just what do you mean easier doing this the other way around? Thank you. So like from this sort of distance you just get this sort of like twinkle starlight effect. And I think if we have that across the entire ceiling, it may look pretty good. But it means that if I do that, I'm going to have to get a bunch of these and set up a whole bunch of scaffolding. And I was tempted to try it before bringing you in and doing a little bit of talky bits. And that is, but it would have taken too long. So I may do it in between cuts, or I may test a section of the ceiling out in between cuts. But I'm not too sure if that's what we're going to be getting to today. What I do want to do today is, I did leave Clowd down there. He did message me and let me know kindly that I was free to move him, but he put himself down there when this was all sort of like the coral reef themed build. But now that it's a sort of hellscape, if he wants out, I'm sure he can come along and move himself into a more appropriate spot. But I did actually build around him and I left him in place exactly where he was. So just as like an extra little touch. And then I blocked in all of the redstone underneath our chest here, because I wasn't a great fan of the way it looks. Like, we could hop into free cam, and yeah, it's not the nicest looking thing, but there's no way of making this look any neater than what it already is. because there's just a certain way that the actual filter system needs to be. And then that sort of leads on further down here. And then trying to get, oh, the lava was an absolute nightmare, by the way. As you can probably tell from like the time lapse at the beginning, I stopped after around about 15 minutes of putting the lava in, because it was taking so long. Like, the build in total took me around about 6 to 7 hours to replace everything and do it and do all the walls and clear it, dig it out a few more layers down. But then the lava itself took around about another 7 to 8 hours, because I just had little lava set up here where I was collecting buckets and then running back and forth. And even now there's still a couple of spots, like there's a spot just there that still needs lava, and there was another spot that I spotted as I was walking around before hitting record. Yeah, this corner over here needs another source of lava, because I wanted it, it's like it was easy enough to get lava down there and have it all spread out, but to have it so it was like solid source blocks of lava all the way across is what I wanted, and it just took so freaking long. Oh my god, a bat already. I went round killing all of these guys less than like 5 minutes ago. But nevertheless, what I do want to work on today is to get a little bit more life, knock these bats in here, a little bit more sort of nethery themed life. There you go, get rid of them too. And that is, I want to get some probably striders. I definitely want to get in here because they sort of live in the lava pools. But also I'm probably thinking magma cubes as well could lend pretty well to the sort of scenic view underneath, and have them sort of hopping around a little bit. It's like having the entities here, it's not too much of a thing as long as we're not overdoing it. Like the amount of fish and turtles we had in here, I don't think we're going to even come close to that by getting some striders and magma cubes in place. We are going to have to name them though. Have I got name tags anywhere? Is this something that I'm able to do? Not in that chest, I'm definitely not. But how about in the chest with the room with the slimes? Okay, it's just one slime today. Hello. Okay, okay, so we've got Kablam, test subject. So we've got a few of them. Spitter, Dinnerbone, Kablam, and whatnot. So we've got some. So I'll grab these and take these with us. And that's all of our hats and whatnot. If you're wondering what that big book is, it's a book of things that you can name your hats, because it's a different texture pack. So now we've got like a cowboy hat on, which is like, I saw this hat and just seeing the hat makes me want to design an entire sort of western themed build, because it looks so freaking cool. But yeah, that's probably going to be a project for another day, definitely not today. But yeah, hopefully I'm going to see if I can rope someone in to help me move some critters over here, because moving striders is going to be tedious. Moving magma cubes is going to be even worse. So hopefully I can find someone to help me. But hopefully you enjoyed the time lapse, and hopefully you like the change that we've made from this sort of oceanic view to the Christmas view to now the hellscape view. And this is probably going to be what it's going to look like until next Christmas, to be honest with you, because I do not want to have to go clearing all of this out to make way for another themed sort of build. But yeah, nevertheless, hopefully I will find someone to help move some mobs with me, and then I will bring you back if I do. Otherwise, we'll jump straight into looking for some striders. Not sure, do you want to put them away? Maybe you want to put this one away as well. It's annoying, isn't it, when someone else does it to you? You can't pick up your end chest, can you? There you go. Okay, let's go through to the nether. So there we go, like so. Then I will hop on this one and go find another one. And then bring another one over to you. Here we go. Saddle. Ah, there goes a lead. Have you got any more leads on you by any chance? Yeah, do you want to keep them ones on you? Then we can just go grab like a bunch of them. You've got your mushroom on the stick, haven't you? You've got a fire resist potion, so you should be alright. I got 3 lots. Should just be able to bring them down these stairs now. You may need to take up the ceiling a little bit. Keep on coming down. You're good. Do you want to take them? Because I think they're all following you. Firing this one. Let me quickly patch up this wall. I think it's, do you want to go through to the other side? Because it's not going to take any more through until we've loaded the other ones. Maybe it just won't... Yeah, I don't think it's going to teleport the 2 higher one. I'm going to leave the one with the baby on its head just behind my portal for now, until I figure out what to do with it. Can I name him? Stop him from despawning. I don't know if that's going to work or not, but... Okay, so... you want to name these dudes? I've only got 4 name tags on me at the moment, though. It's 1, 2, 3, 4... That's phase 1. The next one's going to be a little bit more tricky. Well, I was half tempted to try to get a gas down there, but quite frankly I don't want to have to deal with the noise. So I'm thinking probably magma cubes. Like usually I'll get them bouncing up and down this corridor as I'm running down. So we can just sort of like run back and forth. Like there's 1 down there already. 2 down there. It's handy when you're looking for them. It's not so handy when you're trying to get down here. It's 3 down here. Can I name you? The first one can be a big one, and then like if you wanna, you see that corridor that's just further behind us, if you wanna take a turn down that way, and then when the second one comes past you can attack it and knock it down into the smaller ones. I'll try to get the larger one through. Just the small ones, not the small ones. Well, I think he's still aggroed onto me, so we should be able to attack him pretty easily. Uh-oh. What happened? Hopefully you're able to get back here. Where did you spawn? Okay, yeah. You'll be able to get your stuff in time, it's fine. Although the medium slimes may despawn by the time you get there. Attacked by a normal slime. This magma cube almost just killed 2 of the striders. Oh, well, one of them magma cubes died. 2 of them died. Only one of them made it through. For some reason they spawn at the top of the portal and then suffocated. Oh, they've gone back through that side. Well, see if you can tempt them back through this side. Oh yeah, it's like a 2 or 3 minute cooldown. But I've only got 3 named. Actually, I think. Okay, you've named 2 of them. 3. Look out. Okay, so they're all named. Oh, maybe they're named because you had the big one named. I didn't realise that was a thing. Does that work the same way for slimes then? There's 2 holes on your right hand side if you want to lead the baby ones through them. That's your left. That's your right. Now go get the baby ones. The magma cubes are crossing borders, but the big one isn't, thankfully. This medium one is. So is that baby one. I don't know why this strider is like holding in this corner, just shivering himself. I can't see them getting along for very long. We'll see how many survive. But at least it's looking a little bit more alive now that we've got some guests down below. Yeah, although this little section up here could use something, but I think anything we put in there, that magma cube's just going to squish it. Alright, so after some help from Cloud, he came over and gave us a hand shifting a bunch of the striders and then a bunch of magma cubes. He did actually unfortunately die. He got trapped in between the big one that I was leading and then the 3 smaller ones that he was leading. But then we ran into a bit of an issue. After I dropped the big magma cube in over here, he then suffocated 2 of the striders in the wall and then hopped over into this section here. And then he started suffocating one of these guys, so I busted one of the bits of glass and shot the big one, who's now split into 4 of the medium ones. But the medium ones do not seem to be having the same glitchy problem as in trapping the striders next to the wall and suffocating them in the block. The other issue I've run into is over in this corner we've got a baby magma cube with a strider that's obviously hopped over a little one high wall and gotten into a 2x2 gap where there's no way out of, and I don't really want that because it just looks really it doesn't look great, to be honest with you. So let me see if I can't sort of lead these guys away from here. You come on, and then if we go and break you, can we not, come on. We get the magma cube over here as well, that's fine. Awesome. And then we want to grab you, do that, do that. That way they should not be able to get back up there. And that way the striders will then stay in this little front section of the lava pool. And then that should make this area look a little bit more lively. There we go, now that they're wandering around. Got the baby magma cube there. We've got the strider over here, which is for some reason staying next to that bit of wall. But we've got the ones that are stuck in that corner out. This area looks very lively. Also, Cloud had the idea of putting some of the magma cube heads dotted around on the sort of pillars, just to make it look like it's a little bit more alive without having to worry about them suffocating. I do apologise for that. My phone should really be on silent. There we go. So, this room now pretty much done. I'm still not 100% sure what I want to do with the ceiling. I've not even attempted that during this episode. I know that we're going to be running a little bit long on time because I don't know actually if we're running long on time, because I know that the little grabbing all of the mobs with Cloud, I've got around about an hour and a half worth of recorded footage, but I don't know how much we're going to use or how quick it's going to be sped up or anything like that, because it was just like walking the magma cubes just looks so long. They take so long to follow you when they haven't got a lot of headroom to sort of bounce around in, and oh my god, these slimes are doing my nutting. Sword, thank you. Let's get some sweeping edge on these guys. Okay, yeah, there we go. Get rid of them. But what we do need to do before I want to end today's episode off, I'm not going to worry about the ceiling. I may attempt something in between this episode and next with the ceiling and just see how it comes out. But what I do want to do is on the other side of our portal in the nether area, it obviously leads to the sort of overgrown look with the azalea leaves and jungle wood, which did used to match the theme of our main base area, but now that we've gone sort of hellscape, it doesn't really match it. So what I'm going to do is quickly make a cut here and work on just redoing this into a new sort of form. I am going to have to figure out, we can half slab over the soul sand to still get soul speed, can't we? We don't actually have it, we don't need it to be carpets in order to actually get the soul speed effect. So yeah, what I'm going to do is swap this open. We've still got a strider that's just behind the portal, which we can also utilize for a bit of decoration in here. We're probably going to use a little bit of lava in here as well, just to tie it in with the rest of the base theme. Let me grab some blocks, like our strider guy is just back there, so I may keep him back there and just change this up a little bit. But yeah, let me do this and then I will bring you back after I've changed that up a bit. Alright, so I'm finally done. I've just got Steve over there AFK, and where I run all of the resources back through our sorting system, and I can show you how this little area now looks. Now I'm not 100% settled on the mud blocks being the outer border. I may swap them out for the basalt pillars and then swap the basalt pillars out for the mud. I think it may sort of contrast a little bit better if I do it that way, mainly because the basalt pillars play a lot nicer with the black stone. And I did initially try having deep slate, like cobbled deep slate and normal deep slate here, but it blended way too close to the actual mud blocks, so it didn't really stand out like they were pillars, so I opted for the black stone instead. And then we've got our little strider dude underneath the glass. Initially I was thinking about having him insetting one of the walls in like a little lava pool scene, but then because this is such a small section, I didn't feel the need for having the soul speed just running back and forth over this little section here. Just like whoever comes to my base can just sort of deal with the fact that it's going to be a little bit slow, just that like 5-block walk from here to there. But I do like the way it looks, and it is like a much more better transition going from this little hallway into our base area. That way, because it sort of just blends a lot nicer and it's a lot less triggering for my brain otherwise. This area loads so slowly when the sorter's running and you're not in this area. I think it's because it's the client having to render all of the observers sort of going off, because I've got a bunch of stuff feeding through the system. As for the ceiling, I may have a crack at that in between this episode and next episode, but I think as far as episodes goes, we have done a complete overhaul. We've de-Christmasified our storage room, and we've changed all over the oceanic view for our sort of wasteland and sort of gravel desert wasteland. I don't know what to do about this. Yeah, because whenever stuff is feeding into the netherrack section or the andesite section, it makes all of the trapdoors kick off, because the trapdoors are on the redstone section where the redstone torch is. But yeah, that's just something I have to deal with. I'm not too sure how to fix it without bringing that wall out by one on either side, which would make that area a little bit too narrow. I'm not too sure about that one. But yeah, nevertheless, before I digress any further, hopefully you've enjoyed today's episode. Hopefully you've had a good new year and it is starting off in the right way. I've got a bunch of uni work sort of crack on with, so hopefully you all have a great week, and I'll hopefully catch you all in the next one. Bye bye.